Good morning, everybody. This is Nishit from Healthy Food Supplements, and welcome to the Health Buzz. This is a live Google Plus Hangout with Varsha Khatri of Illuminated Health. And Varsha is going to be discussing all about food allergies today. Welcome, Varsha.
Hi, Nishit. Thank you for having me.
Great, Varsha. So, a quick question to get us started.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yes, so I am a nutritionist. I specialize in working with food allergies, digestive disorders, and autoimmune conditions for children and adults. And I largely believe in the power of healing foods. So you really are what you eat, and foods can either work in your favor or they can work against you these days. So I specialize in creating customized nutrition plans to help people have, so that way the food works for them rather than the food not working for them.
That's really great. And I mean, in today's world, we've got lots of issues with food allergies, and some of them are quite severe from what I've experienced from friends and family. So the
Yes.
question is this: what are food allergies exactly?
Food allergies are basically they're caused by your body thinking that something you just ate is like a foreign antigen or foreign particle. So it's like when people have like allergies to pollen or dust. It's your body's immune system responding to that, and it'll give them colds, fevers, aches, pains, and so forth, or anaphylactic shock. But food allergies is specific in which you're actually ingesting something. So it can be anything from a fruit or vegetable to the most common ones, which is like nuts, especially peanuts. And you eat it, and your body thinks that it's some foreign particle, some foreign protein in your body. It doesn't know what to do with it, so it gives you an antibody or immune system response. So it sends your fighting antibodies to you to fight it. So basically fight something that's healthy, but your body perceives it to be unhealthy.
Wow. So okay. So are allergies easy to identify? Are there different kinds of allergies?
No, so allergies, there's actually quite a few different kinds. Most of us know what we call a fixed allergy. So that's one of the more obvious ones. That's the one where someone eats, say, peanuts and they immediately, start scratching their throat, their face starts to swell, or they go into anaphylactic shock. And that happens within minutes, if not within a couple hours, and it happens every single time they eat it. So it's usually blatantly honest. They usually have to get antihistamines, go to the emergency room, A&E, and that's how what we know usually fixed allergies. But then there's, on top of the fixed allergies, there's 4 other different kinds of allergies. There's
Okay.
addictive, cyclic, multiple, and trigger allergies. So
Wow.
addictive allergies, they're usually hidden. So your body temporarily adapts to them. It knows it doesn't. Your body doesn't like it, but it thinks it's maybe one-off thing or something like that. And all you'll have is you'll experience some sort of gas or bloating, some sort of minor discomfort. But it's nothing too obvious, and most people generally pass it off as indigestion.
Great.
And then cyclic allergy. Excuse me, sorry. Cyclic allergy is more a reaction doesn't happen until you consume it in excess. So the best way to describe this is that I have a shellfish allergy, or a cyclic shellfish allergy, and my skin turns white. I lose pigmentation in certain areas of my face, and it doesn't happen unless if I eat it over a period of time.
Okay.
So if I have a large amounts of shellfish in over a week or 2 weeks, then I'll start to show the signs of it. But otherwise, it's there, it's hidden, and most people have trouble identifying what it is because it kind of happens almost randomly.
Okay.
Because they're a little bit more, even harder to recognize than addictive allergies. Then there's multiple allergies. So multiple allergies is basically what it sounds like. Many allergies have developed over a small period of time, quite suddenly. And those are a result of having a weak digestion or consuming too much of the same foods. So you're
Okay.
basically overeating and over-consuming, and also eating a lot of processed food. So in a short period of time, your body's been exposed to something too much, and your body just doesn't know what to do with it, so it turns into an allergy. That's why, moms usually say you shouldn't eat too much of the same stuff.
Hmm.
That's usually why. And then trigger allergies is caused by an underlying food allergy.
Okay.
So that just basically means that you're allergic to just a single component of food and not necessarily the entire food itself. So these are even harder to narrow down. So the best example I can give is
Go on. I was going to ask you for an example.
the best example is sulfites, which are used as a food preservative. So they're commonly found in cut fresh fruits and vegetables. If you buy like guacamole, cut up apples to preserve the color.
Hmm.
So you may have a reaction every time you buy guacamole, for example, or you eat guacamole, and you're not making it at home. But you think, oh, maybe it's avocados, or maybe it's the tomatoes in it, or maybe it's the onions. But it's really could be the sulfites that's used to preserve.
Okay.
So that's one example. So they're usually hidden, or baking soda is another one, or bicarbonate of soda that is often a food trigger as well.
Wow. Well, I hear people often speaking about food sensitivity or intolerance. Now, what would that be? Is it the same as a food allergy?
No, so that's a whole different level now. So food sensitivity, it's like a pseudo allergy. So you do get a reaction to the food, but there's no immune response to it.
Okay. So it's
So
not like a full-blown
so it's not a
allergy.
full-blown allergy. Your body does react. You might get, a little bit of itching or the hives, a little bit of gas or bloating, but you won't have a full-blown allergic reaction. It's something that you really, more obviously what GPs will say that you need medical attention from. From the nutrition perspective, you still need medical attention because if you
Okay.
keep having foods that you're sensitive to, eventually it could turn into an allergy. So it is something to be aware of and to know and be able to identify. And then there's intolerances, which is, again, it's not a true allergy, and the reaction only occurs because you have a weak digestion or lack of digestive enzymes. So that's when you usually get the indigestion or gastrointestinal distress.
Okay.
So some people you hear the common term, they're intolerant to gluten.
Okay.
They don't have celiac disease, but they can't have gluten.
Okay.
That means that they're not allergic to it. There isn't an immune response going on. Your body isn't attacking itself, but your digestion just can't handle it.
Okay. So it's like if you don't have the enzyme to hook onto the certain protein, you can't
Yeah,
digest that food, and then you have problem.
exactly. Exactly.
Great. So one of my Facebook fans have asked that what are the symptoms of food allergies, sensitivities, intolerances?
So food allergies are more severe, as we discussed a little bit earlier. You'll get like your face will start to swell, your mouth will swell, it'll go numb, itchy throat. You'll go into shock. Some people collapse or faint. They basically need to be rushed to A&E. That's a full-blown severe reaction.
Okay.
Sensitivities, they're a little bit of mixture between intolerance reactions and food allergies. So they're kind of in between, where you'll get a little bit of hives, a little bit of itching, a little bit of swelling in the throat, a little bit of like numbness or tingling sensation. It can also lead to digestive upsets.
Okay.
And intolerances definitely lead to digestive upsets. They lead to heartburn, acid reflux, diarrhea, constipation. In some cases, some people will have something that they're not as opposed to like let's take strawberries for example, and they'll have to immediately go run to the toilet, or within half an hour they'll have to run to the toilet. So it's more, intolerances are more digestive side effects. Allergies are more like swelling, edema, itching,
Okay,
collapsing, and then sensitivity is a middle ground between the two.
great. Well, that's cleared up a question for one of my fans. So
Mhm.
the thing is, can you, once you have identified that you have a food allergy, can you recover from a food allergy?
Food allergy, no. So once you have a full-blown food allergy, you pretty much do have to deal with it for life. You have to avoid the food. That's the best way about it. But if you have a sensitivity or especially intolerance, you can overcome it. So sensitivity, again, it's a middle ground. So it depends whether you're leaning more towards allergy or leaning more towards an intolerance. But intolerance is because it's your lack of digestive enzymes. Depending how advanced your intolerance is, you could overcome it and
Okay,
you can recover.
okay. So of course, then that brings us to the next question, which leads on from that, which is how do you deal with food allergies, and can you give our viewers some practical tips?
Yes. So if you have, like, say, food intolerances, you can usually overcome your intolerances by boosting your digestive capacity. So some things people take are apple cider vinegar, or doing things like having hot water with lemon, or making like a ginger pickle with freshly grated ginger, some fresh lemon juice mixed in with a pinch of salt, and you have about half a teaspoon of it before meals. So there's home remedies you can do to boost your digestive capacity so you can start building the digestive enzymes again. But you have to cut down on how much you eat those foods that you're intolerant to while you're boosting your digestive fire. So it's a process, but once you go through the process, you're likely to be able to eat it again. But if you have an allergy, it's always best to stay clear of it. Make sure you read the food labeling on packages. Watch out for preservatives. Like if you have a gluten allergy, there's many hidden ingredients in food, in packaged foods that include gluten, that include sugars, that include dairy or soy or any of the top allergens. So you really have to recheck your food labels.
Fantastic. So the question is, what are some of the big mistakes that you see people making regularly, which could be really fatal if they have a severe allergy?
Um, the biggest mistakes I see is one in their food choices. So
Okay.
when they're out and about, they're shopping, let's take gluten for example. Um, they will not check all the preservatives to see whether or not it says gluten free. They'll check the label. They'll say, oh, there's no wheat in it, there's no semolina in it, it should be fine. But they don't check for the preservatives. Like often barley malt extract can be a byproduct of gluten. They might have some gluten in it. Many
Okay.
soups use flour to bulk up the soup to make it thicker, and so many of my clients don't watch out for the flour in soups. They assume soup is flour free, so they'll go ahead and buy that, and they'll experience the distress. So that's the first thing often I notice is you know the not reading food labels.
Okay.
Um, Sorry, go ahead.
No problem. So we've actually been doing this interview a little uh, differently than the normal ones.
Okay.
We wanted to give the viewers the meat of the matter, so to speak. So we've given all the information regarding food allergies that can give people a good understanding about the topic to start off with.
Yeah.
Now we're going to explain to them a little bit about who you are and what's your specialty in this field, and why you are an expert in and qualified to speak about food allergies. So why don't you introduce yourself and give us a little bit a background about yourself now?
All right. So, before I say that, actually, I do want to give all the viewers one huge tip, if that's okay, or should I save it till the end?
No, no, go ahead.
One huge tip is that anyone who experiences any sort of digestive issues, especially on a regular basis, even if it's at least once a week, talk to your GP or talk to a nutritionist, come see me, because it might be an intolerance or sensitivity that's just starting up. And if you catch it early, you can take care of it and, eat your favorite foods again. So anytime you experience chronic acid reflux, heartburn, indigestion, diarrhea, constipation, even IBS,
Uh-huh.
get it checked. Get
Okay.
it checked. But yes, so a background about me, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So I have a bachelor's degree in physiology and health, with also emphasizing in Ayurveda, which is
Okay.
medicine that originated in India. And then I also have a master's degree in health education and in nutrition. So I've been working in the field of health and wellness, doing health education, nutrition, private consulting work for about 5, 6 years.
Okay.
And one of my specialties is actually dealing with digestive disorders, food allergies, and autoimmune conditions.
Fantastic. Great. So, folks, today's Healthy Hangout or Health Buzz Hangout was with Varsha, and you can get Varsha on her website down there. That's illuminatedhealth.com. And Varsha, you have an event coming up discussing this in further detail, isn't that?
I do. It's on the 27th of April, which is Saturday. So it's 8 days away, essentially.
Okay.
And I will be actually going more into detail about digestion and food allergies and energy levels. So it's a 2.5 hour workshop in Harrow. If you go to my website, click on health education under the About menu, you can get all the information, which will link you to the Eventbrite invitation where you can RSVP for the event.
It sounds like a really good event to attend to get more information.
Yeah, and you'll get just more than information. You also get practical tips that you can walk away with. So things you can start to implement as soon as you go home.
Great. So before we end the hangout for today, do you have any last tips or tricks for our viewers?
My main trick or my main tip for the day or in general is always watch out for your digestion, because digestion is the root cause of many, many illnesses. And a weak digestion can lead to allergies. So take care of your digestion, take care of your health, and then everything else will fall into place.
Fantastic. Thank you, Varsha.
Thank you, Nishit.
It's been a pleasure having you on the Hangout.
Thank you.
I have asked the Facebook groups to come up with some suggestions on other topics that they would like to discuss. And based on that, we would love to have you back on at some point.
Will do. I'll also keep in touch with my followers on Facebook and Twitter and see what topics appeal to them, and we can always discuss those further.
Fantastic. So if you're watching this Hangout and you'd like to interact with us at Healthy Food Supplements, that's our Facebook page. And we're going to say thank you to Varsha for sharing her tips, tricks, her experiences and insights into food allergies for today. So Varsha, thank you very much, and we look forward to having you back again.
Thank you very much, Nishit, for having me, and I look forward to being back again soon.
Okay, bye-bye for now.
Take care, bye.